My name is Mike Kavekotora. I am the president of the Rally for Democracy and Progress, in short RDP. RDP is a party that was established in 2007 by the late Idipo Hamutenya and the likes of Yesaya Nyamu, Kandi Nehova, and people who moved out of SWAPO because of the realization that SWAPO is no longer represent the interests of the Namibian population. I took over from Comrade Jeremiah Nambinga after he resigned from the party in 2019, the 2nd of June. That's when I was elected in Windhoek. The party has got more challenges. We started the party with the objective to make sure that we ensure a better life for all Namibians. We have come to the realization that the ruling party have started to abuse their power, especially in a democratic dispensation. We believe that democracy has got a meaning, and the meaning is basically to say that you rule the country for the interests of the majority. But when we realized that the ruling party is no longer ruling in the interest of the majority, we started complaining while we were still in SWAPO. But then it became very clear that the power to be had created a culture of entitlement, a culture where certain Namibians were more important and more critical to compare to others, a culture where wealth were distributed skewedly, a culture where jobs were created for comrades, and all these things led us to led to the establishment of RDP. When RDP was established, we first participated in our election in 2009, and Namibians are aware of the fact that those elections were rigged, of course. We challenged those elections and eventually we lost. But in our mind, we don't believe that that loss was actually a genuine one. I think we were manipulated to lose the election. And then subsequent to that, we also faced a number of challenges, including the introduction of the electronic voting machines, something that we fought quite successfully in 2019 to make sure that at the end of the day, we are returning back to a system that is more equitable, to a system that we can have evidence if we have to take the ECN to court. So currently we are in a situation where, because of the EVM, we have a number of challenges, but we are prepared to forge ahead because the reasons why RDP was established then are still relevant today. We have a situation where the unemployment rate is around about 50%. Our economy is going down. Our debt stock is growing astronomically. Namibians have not tasted the better life that they hoped for during before independence, and that's why the question of what we fought for came to play, because what we are currently experiencing and what we expected to come out of independence are two different things. So I believe that we are going to still play our role in the Namibian political landscape. We're going to make sure that at the end of the day, the Namibian people are the ones to determine the policies and pronouncements of government, to make sure that the benefits don't accrue to the elite, but they accrue to the people of Namibia. I maintain that Namibia is not a poor country at all. We have all the resources that God has given us. We could have achieved a situation where our unemployment rate is very low. We could have, if the government were to run properly, there's no single Namibian who could go to bed hungry. There's no single Namibian who would have a situation where there is no roof over your head. And these are all situations that have led us to say that we are going to forge ahead, we're going to fight democratically, we're going to make sure that at the end of the day, the Namibians are enjoying a better life. The reason why we have a situation like this is because Namibia, we have leaders who don't want to lead on behalf of the Namibian people. As a matter of fact, one also could go to the conclusion of saying that the understanding of our leaders is not up to scratch, because they ought to understand that the Namibian people in a democratic setup are the ones that have to determine the policies and pronunciations or pronouncements of the government. But as we speak today, the government are engaged in corrupt activities, they are engaged in self-enrichment schemes, they are engaged in political pronouncements, they are engaged in situations where money are also being siphoned out of the country. And as we speak now, we have an economic crisis. Some people who want to say that it's because of Corona, I disagree with that. Yes, Corona made a contribution to the situation where we are. Our GDP declined by 11%, and that is quite significant. And because what we are facing now is a situation where the resources of the country will no longer be in a situation to satisfy the need and the aspirations of the Namibian people. With all those challenges that we are facing as a party, we are still determined. Our members remained committed and convinced that the solution to this country is something that we must fight for. Regardless of the challenges that we are facing as a party, we are going to continue to forge ahead, fight for the total independence of this country. Politically, yes, we are independent, but economically, we are not independent. And we have to fight for the economic independence of the country to make sure that every Namibian enjoying a better life, whatever you define, is a better life.